So this look is all about preparation and foundation. What we did was we used root lift all the way through, blow dried that into the hair, then set it with a 3/4 inch iron. She's gonna have a side part here, and then what we've done is a horseshoe, but on this side it dips down a little bit more, and that'll make more sense in just a minute. So we're taking the underneath horizontal sections, we're going to back comb or lace so that we get a real solid area that's going to wrap up into our faux bob. So big sections. We've got that really nice set in there already, and then we're just going to lace it directionally. Everything's going to be brought back here, so that's the way that we're going to direct the hair as we're lacing it. Now we're going to smooth this shape, just working on the surface with the Mason Pearson brush, just with the side of the bristles. And that way we can start to put the shape in, just holding my hand over it as we smooth. This side's going to go back behind the ear. The other side is going to tuck over the ear a little bit. I'm using Strengthening Control hairspray all the way through the surface. What we're going to do is take this hair back and down into a loose ponytail. The ponytail is about 3 to 4 inches from the hairline, and that's important because when we roll it up like so, we want to make sure that our bob is sitting high enough. So the ponytail that's rolled up into a little circle in there is what we're going to pin to the head. We're using a large bobby pin, so we're going right inside that circle and pinning it right to that hair that's been laced, so we have a nice foundation in there. So we drop down the top, we're letting it fall naturally around. There's our side part here. What we're going to do is start with a 1-inch section. We're going to take it into 3 strands and create a braid. Right over center, left over center, right over center, left over center. And we're just going to get a few of those going before we start to add any hair to it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm releasing some of that, giving it some more slack so we can make our way down towards the bottom where the edge of the bob is. Now I'm going to add to the right side, and then the left comes over. So we're just going to add to the right, and the left comes over. So we've just worked our way down to the bottom of the bob so that we can start to tuck this around each time we add a little piece and wrap the outside. So working our way around, adding to the inside, and then wrapping the outside. So as we come across the back, I'm going to start to work more horizontally with my braid. Now we're getting towards the front ear, and this is where we can either leave the front out, or we can braid it in and then pull some of it out, or leave it in the braid. Depends on the amount of layers that someone has and what looks good on their face. So with Teresa, she could wear it anyway and still look great, but we're going to go ahead and just braid it up. And then I'm going to secure it with an elastic. So we wrap the braid back onto itself, and I'm taking a fish-hooked hairpin, and I'm just going to place that into both braids. So the braid that's flipped around, right back into itself. So I'm taking some hairpins, and again, just fish hook them so they stay in for good. And I'm going to go into the braid and just pin pin this right to that bob underneath, pushing the pin all the way in and letting it hook onto the bob.